Hello guys, and thank you for tuning into another video. Just wanted to share some thoughts on the cryptocurrency market. So today is August 5th, 2017, and you are looking at right now a daily chart of Bitcoin. And as you can see, we have broken to a new high today of $3,200. The previous high was back here in June, and it was around the $3,000 level. And so it looks like everything is resolved now between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And we have Bitcoin surging to new highs, and Bitcoin Cash is falling by about 30% the last time I checked. So it's about $220 right now. So it looks like Bitcoin is still the king of the crypto universe, and now shooting to new highs. We're above the cloud here, so that's a bullish picture. I thought that this would happen a little bit sooner, maybe back in August 2nd or 3rd, but it took a few days. But now shooting up to $3,200 level. And if you also notice, we have our support lines pulling out of the cloud here and above it, which is another bullish sign. So everything looking really good here for Bitcoin. I imagine that this is going to continue and to kind of push higher. Don't know exactly where we're going to end up topping out at, but I imagine if things get into more of this real kind of tear like it was back here, or if we see a big bar of pullback, that might indicate a near-term top, and just have to watch out for that. So you have to make a decision. Do you sell out and take profits, or do you just hold along the way? Given that this is just the beginning of the move, I think we have a long way to go to that. I would think about maybe like a $3,600 level as being a target to shoot for in this near term. But yeah, definitely good to see break into new highs. We had a little bit of uncertainty here in the whole fork situation, and then as soon as I got all resolved, this was sort of the first signal that was resolved. I believe when BIP 91 was signaled and activated, and then now we have sort of second confirmation of Bitcoin moving to new highs and Bitcoin Cash just kind of falling to the wayside. So I also wanted to look at Ethereum here, because Ethereum just broke out of the cloud on this bar today. So I was watching this last night, and it didn't make it out of the cloud on last night's candle, but it just sort of treaded water enough to make it outside the cloud, and then now we have this big up candle to the $243 range. We do have long-term trend resistance of 236, so we might pull back to that level. Just if this doesn't have enough momentum to close above the long-term trend, then I expect we might pull back to like 236 level. But if we can get a close above it, that's extra bullish, and this will probably continue up as well. It seems like the whole crypto sphere just got an injection of capital, and either people were on the sidelines kind of waiting to see what would happen with the fork and just decided to kind of get in this weekend, or these charts just got to the right point where it just kind of, the resistances above were lessened, and just was able to kind of push up through it. So if we do have a pullback, I expect a lot of support here at this line of 216. So now that Ethereum has gotten up above the cloud, that's bullish. So I don't really see much bearishness left. I was getting a little worried about it back in here, and it looked like it might have sort of wanted to drift down. But now that it's climbed back into the cloud, and we were able to break out today, super bullish sign. So I expect higher prices in the future for Ethereum. I also wanted to look at Litecoin here, because also Litecoin has a breakout candle today when we're not fully done with this day, and it could close about 44.50 and still stay in the cloud. But as of now, it looks like it is breaking out. And like I say, we care about the close. So around 7 p.m. Central Time, the candle will shift over to the next one on the daily chart. So as long as we can stay above, I'll call it $45 on Litecoin, that's going to be a super bullish sign, and we can continue our trek back up. Like I say, I'm looking for this to hit $60 eventually in Litecoin. So this could be the move that starts that on the way up. So I also wanted to look at Dash here. And Dash Coin is pretty much the same thing that's happening in Litecoin, where we're just getting to a little bit of a poke out of the cloud. Again, this isn't confirmed because we don't have a close above the cloud. Still have to wait for the end of the day. But if we can stay over, over like 193 US dollars on Dash, then that'll be a bullish close above the cloud. And looks like we can continue upward in Dash as well. And I did want to look also just at gold, because I've been kind of watching gold lately as well, and it's made this move up to about the 1270 level, and then just started kind of treading water, and then we had some sell-offs to test the cloud here, and then this last day on Friday, it pierced down below the cloud, but we were able to close above it. So still looking bullish on gold, but definitely retesting those support levels of the cloud. And we'll have to see where it goes from here. Does it just kind of stay, treading in this range, kind of at the top of the cloud, and maybe sinks a little lower through August, or is this, retested support enough that it's ready to now kind of move its way back up to maybe like a $1,300 level? So still keeping an eye on that. We'll have to see which way it breaks, but still above the cloud, so that's bullish. But I would like to see these support lines, begin to kind of pull up above the cloud as well, for kind of a long-term lock-in of the bullish trend. Because you can see how it sort of flips back and forth pretty regularly. And the last time we topped out around 295, maybe 298, and then kind of turned down. So could definitely, do that again. Although this was sort of a weak cloud, so the support was really kind of mediocre there. This one is a lot more pronounced. So really have a lot of support at that 1250 level, and in the short term 1255. But like I say, if we can stay above this, we could definitely get a higher run as well. It's just kind of elongating here. The clouds are stretching out. They aren't moving upward. You can see on Bitcoin back in here, I mean, this is what you want to see, just huge upward clouds as the price just starts to drag those support levels up with it. But on the gold, a lot more, horizontal, just kind of treading water a little bit. But this is just starting to turn bullish, turn up here, so, if we do get another climb, that'll start to move with it. So just have to wait to see what happens. But definitely keeping my eye on gold as well. And also, here's a chart of the dollar. And so you can see that the dollar is having a lot of problems. And this is just a hugely sort of bearish cloud here. We're now below the cloud on the daily chart for the dollar. So it's really starting to drop. Looks like it may have hit a short-term bottom here around the 92.75 level. And on Friday we got an upsurge, and it just broke this first layer of kind of resistance here. Wants to make its way to the purple line, which would be about 94.50. And if we can get a close above that, then might want to make its way back up to 95.64. So also keeping an eye on this. If the dollar does strengthen, then gold could definitely drop back down and ride this cloud lower. But if the dollar can't muster much of a rally and then starts falling a little bit more, then definitely could add some gains to gold there, as well as other things priced in dollar, like Bitcoin and all these that I'm looking at. So really interesting times. Expect higher prices in the crypto universe in the next few months, moving into the fall here, and we'll have to see what happens. Now that this fork is behind us, everything should be good to go.